Hello YouTube, W&J Sandy Dad here, and today I'm making a little present for my friend and fellow YouTuber East Coast Classics. So he sent me some stuff, so I thought I'd send him some back. And these are done on a silhouette. So what I did is I got his logo from him in a PNG format, which normally the blank areas are shown as nothing to the computer as opposed to white pixels, and so it allows it to trace it a little better. I just run this over the silhouette and you see third time's a charm. Because there's so much precision in his logo and then the lettering is really small, you see I had a hard time with the letters. So like here I lost the A, so I redid his name in a little bit thicker font, because believe it or not, it's probably more difficult to take an A off of one of these and stick it in there and make it look right. Plus these are just a little bit smaller. This one bigger because, like I said, I was having trouble with it being small and precise. It would not cut right and I'd try to pull up and get the wrong part, or like here in the tire I was pulled off part that should have been left on, and so messed it up. But anyway, I think this one's good, except for I'm going to use that name on there. And then this little pick tool is kind of nice because you can pull out these centers of the letters just like that, and you want to get them away from the design quickly because they will stick and they will mess up your design. So if I pull this piece out and it sticks to here, then it'll rip the S off and I'm back to square one. So when you're dealing with these small letters, it's not always easy, but definitely near impossible to do without this pick tool. So use that. It'll actually be easy to do. We'll just cut this piece off of here. So he knows he's got something coming, he just doesn't know what it is, and we will see if this video hits before he gets it, or if this video hits and he publishes a response or whatever. But I think he's a good guy, makes good videos, and seems like the kind of guy you could hang out with in real life and talk cars or whatever. So appreciate his videos and watched his channel grow tremendously in recent months. So this is what he's getting. It is a travel mug with reusable straw. Probably legal in California even, although I don't know for sure if they would allow you to use a reusable straw there. So I'll just clean this off and basically gonna attach his logo on here, so it'll look something like that. I'll figure out exactly where it needs to be positioned. The way you work this, so you do this on the silhouette, the studio software first to get it on the screen, get all these points aligned exactly where you want the cuts to be made, and you load your vinyl into the silhouette and it'll cut it out. And then, as you saw me pulling the letters off, you basically peel off the parts that you don't want to use. And so like some of this fine tuning here is a little tougher, and some of it just pulled right away. So then you put a transfer paper on here, which is basically like tape, but a big sheet of it instead of a little strip of Scotch tape. And so when you put that on, then you can peel off this backing paper, and so this will be stuck to the transfer paper, and the back side of this vinyl here is sticky. Then you take the transfer paper and you roll it onto here, and when you do, the sticky side of this will adhere to here, and then the transfer paper can be lifted up, and most of the time it lifts up cleanly. Now you may, again, on some of the smaller areas, you may have it want to pick it up, so again, it's just a matter of fine-tuning and going over it till all these have stuck to here, and then repeat the process with the name. Transfer paper, peel the backing off, roll it onto here, and then pull it off of there. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down with alcohol and go ahead and put the gloves on so that I don't get any more fingerprints on here, so that this will hopefully adhere permanently and last him a long time. So this is what the transfer paper looks like. Comes in a big roll. You cut off the part you need and you try to let it flatten out. Like I said, if it's stored in a roll, it tends to hold that curve. And when you get the backing off of the transfer paper, it's almost like a really thin masking tape. So you want to make sure that it adheres to those letters or whatever else you're trying to transfer. I'm going to leave this stuck down for now, because once I flip it over it will be vulnerable if I don't have that backing on there. So a lot of times if I'm doing my own personal stuff, I will reuse the transfer paper. You might be able to use it 2 or 3 times before it's not effective anymore. But if I'm doing something for somebody, or I know it needs to be done right, then I only use it one time and then throw it away, because it definitely loses its effectiveness quickly each time you use it. It's also really not something that you can save for a couple days, so the only time I would reuse it is like if I was doing 2 or 3 of these logos back to back to back. I might peel and stick, peel and stick. But here I'm only doing it the one. This will be a one-of-a-kind, custom, original production by W&J's Handy Dad, who is not in the business of making custom logo cups, but thought I'd give it a shot. 99% alcohol, it dries rapidly. So here's how you peel the backing off, and if you're lucky, it all transfers over. So I've got one that's pulling up there. And like I said, you can't really transfer them manually or they won't line up. So when they're not coming off of the backing, you gotta keep working it. So the main thing is get all these little tiny pieces like the lug nuts and the treads. Make sure those all stick. The big stuff usually will stick without a problem, and even if it starts to come up, usually it's easy to just push it back down. But like these little details, if they pull up, you're never going to get them positioned back where you want them, and so the whole thing won't look right. That's a good sign. We got 5 lug nuts stuck down. And all the tire tread. So step 1 is complete, and I think that looks pretty good, especially for an amateur like me. And we'll kind of center that as well. Alright, so there we have it. The good news is I got all the letters transferred. The bad news is it would probably work better, since it's a rounded surface, to actually do each word as one transfer and try to get them lined up. Of course, the downside would be the letter spacing would be off, or at least potentially, but like I said, at least I got all the letters transferred over. The A here and the dot on the I were the ones giving me the most trouble. But hopefully he'll like this, and you know, hopefully it'll serve him well for lots of years. And no, I don't have plans on doing this for every other YouTuber out there that asked for it, because it was a lot of work. You know, I may try to eventually get my own logo and do some WJ Handy Dad and maybe give those away or something. And here is what started this. So some of you may remember he was going to the SEMA show over Halloween, and I told him, you know, I really couldn't be away from my kids on a Halloween. He said he totally understood, and you know, he was going to go, and I said, well, you know, tell me how it was. And when he got back, not only did I have this, I also got those. So he knows ChrisFix is one of my favorite channels, and ChrisFix was nice enough to sign that, and you know, he was nice enough to share it with me. So that's why I felt like it was good to go ahead and make him that cup. And had to laugh. The post office says it will be delivered Valentine's Day. So I sent him a message and said Happy Valentine's Day. But anyway, so that's that. And hope you liked the video. Appreciate a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to both of our channels. And please tell your friends about our channels. Thanks a lot.